modified chainstay, aero wheelset, 52mm outside width, the width and stability of tires. Tire profile is like this. What happens when you corner? There was almost no downside. So there are only 4 rims in the world. Absolutely minimum 45mm tires. Better to be safe than sorry. I have some wider tires then, so you actually survive the ride. If I race, I would run tubeless, saddle seat post or handlebar. Every bike is a compromise.
So, jetzt bin ich hier bei Dangerholm. Ihr kennt ihn bestimmt für seine besonderen Räder. Hi,
hello.
Introduce me to your bikes and the special rims you do have here on these bikes.
Yes, so we're here at Bespoked and I have 2 new mountain bike based gravel bikes with me. And I guess that the biggest talking point, aside like modified chainstays for big chainring size and stuff like this, is of course the special prototype aero wheelset. And as you can see, they are super wide. They are 52mm outside width, 45mm internal and 70mm deep. And the idea was to get both aero properties for 2.1, 2.25 mountain bike tires, but also get the better riding characteristics from having the width and stability of tires. So the main inspiration is really the Zip Explorer wheelset, which has the 32mm internal and 40mm external. So I tried to create similar proportions, but for mountain bike tires. Because for me personally, the problem is that when I push a bike in corners really hard, and the tire profile is like this, the tire will fold over a little bit. So once you get a wider rim, the tire will be more stable and won't flex as much. So this allows me to run lower pressure, go faster over the rough stuff and everything. So this is the main goal with the wheelset, to sort of like blend this modern aero gravel tire rim combination, but for 2.1, 2.25 tires. But I also found some interesting things. I've been testing this concept a lot this summer with the 40mm internal and 2.1 tires. And one of my big concerns was, of course, that if you get a tire profile that is too flat, what happens when you corner? But what was interesting is that I realized that if you ride mountain bike, it's a totally different thing, because then you have off-camber sections when you're also turning. So the lean angle for the tire is very extreme. And on road bike, you have asphalt, it's super grippy, you can lean the bike over a lot. But on gravel, you actually don't get into the very heavy lean angles. So even if the side knobs sit a bit further up, you still get good grip. So there was almost no downside, and I liked the 40mm width so much that I will not go back to riding 30mm rims for mountain bike gravel tires.
In this case, it's really special. These rims are, how many are there on this world?
So there are only 4 rims in the world, and that's all there's going to be. So if you don't like it, don't worry, you will never see somewhere else. So unfortunately, it's essentially just a concept project, but I hope that they will inspire some brand or whatever to develop something similar like this, because I would love to see it myself.
What is your recommendation for tire width, and what do you really like to push forward? So if there's a person buying a stock bike, what is the optimal tire choice, and probably the easiest hack to lose some weight on a stock gravel bike, I would say?
So as for tires, of course it depends on your frame and fork. What is the tire clearance? Because you always have to consider, like, okay, it fits, but will it fit when you ride in the mud or whatever? So I would say, personally for gravel, I like to ride absolutely minimum 45mm tires, preferably 50 if it's a more of a normal modern gravel bike. Yeah. And then of course, if it's a mountain bike based gravel build, I ride mostly 2.1, but sometimes even 2.25. I mean, the benefit is simply that you get so much more comfort, speed, and also like it's more capable, because let's face it, for normal people like us, if we go riding, it's not like always a race course that's super fast, super smooth a lot. It's like you get into now it's like 2 kilometers of like death ahead, and it's better to be safe than sorry. I have some wider tires then, so you actually survive the ride, right?
Yeah.
So my personal feeling is that, can you go wide? Go wide. But tires are also quite easy to change. So if you know that, okay, now I go to this place and I'll ride 2 weeks on almost like road bike conditions, sure, put some narrow tires on.
Okay, and what's your favorite choice of modifying a bike for, I would say, $500 budget, new bike?
Yeah.
Would you change the tire, not the tires, the rims first, or what would you change to lose weight?
Yeah, so if you're on a budget, of course, it's good to look at like where you actually can save the biggest chunk of weight. A lot of people ride tubeless, and I fully understand why you ride tubeless, but actually I ride a lot of TPU tubes myself for like it's just so easy if I want to switch tires and if I actually get a puncture in the woods and I don't want to get messy. If I race, I would run tubeless, but otherwise I ride it with tubes. And the TPU tubes, you can get them down to 50 grams, so that's even lighter than tubeless.
Yeah.
So that's one option. But also I think a lot about the central weight of the bike. So I prefer to lose weight either in the rotational weight, or I prefer to lose it high up on the bike, like saddle seat post or handlebar, because it's better to get a lightweight seat post combo than a lightweight crankset. Because when you're out of the saddle and you sprint or whatever, you get this pendulum effect from a heavy seat, or it just makes the weight loss more noticeable. And if you feel the weight loss, it's more fun. Maybe I'm not that much faster, but I feel it at least. It makes the bike fun to ride. So.
Okay, also changing tires, changing handlebar, seat post if it's really heavy, so alloy one to maybe a carbon one. And if you have a bigger budget, change the wheels, rotating mass, and optimize as big as possible, I would say, in rims wise.
Yes, and of course it's always like, sure, I always care about weight and I try to lose weight where I can, but I fully understand that every bike is a compromise. Depending on what you like, where you ride, how heavy you are. So I mean, in the end, even if the bike is 20 kilo and you love it, go for it. That's the point. Build a bike for yourself and for what you like.
Okay. Vielen Dank. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much.